Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and all the brothers pushing this work in sincerity and in truth. It's a brother of mine from GMS Toronto coming at you with another video. Well, as in the wake of what's going on in the Israelite world, we have another man, right, who popped up out of nowhere again after being absent for a couple of months, maybe to a year, right? Because I don't see these other guys' videos. And like the brother from North Carolina says, it's like these guys take turn going off, right? It's like they're all set up under some, you know, it's like a brotherhood with these guys, right? Could be like the brother mentioned, could be IUIC's Nate, who's at the forefront of this, right? Because you can tell these guys have already been infiltrated, you know, and the men of GMS are the ones who have to set things in order. Every time, it's like every month that something pops up, and that can be the spirit also, where these guys go off, and we're the ones who have to rebuke these niggas, man. Right? You have Captain Zariak showing up out of nowhere, talking about the greatest thing that's ever mentioned in the Bible is a woman. The strongest is a woman. When the scripture talks about her being a weaker vessel, right? So I was just scrolling down on my YouTube, and first, lo and behold, because I watched this guy, he tried to debunk the myth of the Native American, which he thinks that all the Native Americans are black, right? Where there are clearly different tribes, right? Different skin tone, right? Different facial features. But I watched some of his videos, you know. But he posted this, and all these guys, they don't have any respect for the authority of men, right? Their whole thing is built in worshiping the vagina, right? Worshiping the deity of the woman, right? These are the same niggas when you go back into Rome and Greece. These are the same Israelites, Hellenists, that was out here worshiping Diana, the Queen of Heaven, and Tammuz, and all these female deities. So this is what he posted on his YouTube. Until the great mother is put back on her throne, there will be no balance. What great mother is this nigga talking about, man? We know from the scriptures. The scripture says when Yahushai is placed back into his rightful authority and place, then there'll be balance. Not no woman, not the weaker vessel, right? You niggas still believe that the woman is God. But look at what she's doing. If you put a woman on what throne are you talking about? This is nothing but deifying the woman, When you go, even these kingdoms right here that he's mentioning, right? The one on the bottom left, that's the pharaohs, right? And going to the one in the middle there, right after her, that's that looks like a West African woman or queen or whatever, right? And then further right, I don't know what kingdom she's from, but she looked like she could be from Europe or she could be from West Africa. And the one to the far right, that's a so-called Native American, which is the tribe of Gad, right? And when you go up, you get to see different deities, right? But even when these women weren't so-called in power, there were men in power also in different kingdoms. So these guys will pick and choose what woman to bring out, right? But a woman ruling over a man, that's wickedness. That's why the Lord made it happen, right? A woman shall compass a man. Let's go to Jeremiah 30, 31 and 22, and it says here, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man, right? That's a new thing. So when you niggas putting the woman up on a pedestal, Captain Tazariak and all you other Israelites who's in other under different religions, different practices, when you do that, you're going against the Lord, right? Biologically, you can see that she's the weaker vessel. She can't even hold a fucking, um, she can't even hold herself together, man. She goes through 10 different emotions in one day, right? They need you more than you need them. But when it comes to procreation, we both need each other, right? You protect the woman, you guide her. Where does the woman guide the man, right? She is also the weaker vessel, right? So you have to deal with her, the weaker vessel, right? That's what the scripture referred to her as, right? The weaker vessel. Niggas are aiding and abetting this this woman and putting her up on a pedestal as if she's something that should be over you, right? That's why a lot of these guys hate on. I'm not on the side of the pimps or anything like that. But the pimps don't dateify the woman. Yes, they do take advantage of the woman in a different way. There's supposed to be a balance, but they don't put the woman over themselves, right? So there's certain things that you can learn from those guys that are going off, because they're in a sense they're in the mindset where they're the prize. You niggas are making this woman to be the prize when you're the prize. The Lord said he's gonna make a man more precious than fine gold, not the woman, right? The woman's yours. She's your possession. 1 Peter 3:7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. You hear that? That's an instruction. Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. So you have to know how to deal with her, right? You have to deal with her according to knowledge. You can't be too rough with her, right? You can't be too even when it comes to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You have to take your time when teaching the woman, okay? Simple and plain. She is the weaker vessel. And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Okay? So you have to know you can't be a lion in your house. What does that mean? You're the stronger vessel. She's the weaker vessel. You can't deal with her. That's why whenever there's a domestic violence, 90% of the time is a woman calling another man for help. Right? Why? Because she's weaker. Right? And we've been over here in the West too long. Okay? Because the Western rules is to make it fair for the weaker vessel, right? That's all the Western rules and the Western society is. Making it fair for the weak motherfuckers to survive, right? The woman, right? And these weak men, they're surviving because of the rules of this place. If it was a free-for-all where men are allowed to be men, you weak men won't survive, because once you get something, a strong ass so-called alpha male will come and take that shit. Talking about you have billions, Jeff Bezos have billions. Listen, if this was those days where men would just march into your shit and take what they want, you niggas won't survive, man. You Bill Gates won't survive. You'll be a dweeb somewhere hiding, right? You Jeff Bezos will be somewhere hiding, and all you nerd ass niggas, right? You'll be somewhere hiding. So that's why the weak can survive. That's what the laws in this society is. It's for the weak to survive, meaning the woman too. Okay? This is how she survived because of the laws. So don't put her on no damn pedestal. Okay? Queen. You know what? Let's get Jezebel. Look at how this woman was. Jezebel. Okay? Wicked deeds, wicked acts. Let's get that. Let's see what she did. A woman of fierce energy. I guess they're giving you the definition. She tried to destroy those who oppressed her. No one was oppressing her. Okay, most of the prophets of Yahweh were killed at her command. The only thing she didn't want to adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. So that wasn't oppressing her. They was trying to get her in her place, man. They're putting her in her place, and she did not want to hear it because the prophets of the Lord weren't adhering and bowing down to this whore. Okay, most of the prophets of Yahweh were killed at her command. These cruel and despotic actions provoked the righteous wrath of Elijah, right? Because he had that zeal, just like how Mattathias had that zeal, according to 1 Kings 17. He accurately, Salakia prophesied the onset of a severe drought as divine retribution, right? Because of her. So what happens when women are in power, right? When women have um, a certain amount of rulership, they don't know how to balance shit out. And this guy is talking about balance. A woman doesn't have any balance. That's why when you have a woman as your boss, look at what she does. She overcompensate, right? Is that she's too strict or she's too lenient? There's no in between with the woman, right? It's either she loves hard or she doesn't love you at all. There's no balance. And you're talking about the woman when it comes to balance. All you men that's worshiping women, you should be put to death, man. Okay? We worship the man, the deity of Yahweh Shai. Those are men. Okay? Real men. They have the spirit of real men on them. Right? They are the spirit of men. Right? Righteous men. And that's the spirit that he put on his prophets. Right? So don't be trying to sink that whole women worshiping in Israel, man. Get that shit out of here. Because we know how the woman is, right? We see how she operates. Don't tell us that she's the strongest that's mentioned in the Bible when she's the one that went off in Genesis 3:16, right? Genesis the 3rd chapter. Let's get that anyways. Eve being deceived. She's the one that was in transgression, what Timothy said. It says here. And Adam, 1 Timothy 2:14, Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Okay? So the devil, right, which is a man, that time, which are, Cain, Edom, that was him back then. The one that was more subtle than any beast of the field. He's the one that went to the woman, right, and deceived her with the ways of that nation, okay? And then she brought it back to her husband. So how does that make her the stronger vessel? So these guys need to get their shit straight. The woman is not the stronger vessel, right? She's the weaker vessel. The woman shouldn't be put over the man. Because I've done that in the past, man, where I followed the woman and I lost everything, okay? I can literally tell you that when I was in the world. Because yes, you do fall in love with the woman when you don't know any better. The scripture advises us to love our woman, not fall in love with our woman. Love her, take care of her, protect her. Once you fall in love, you can love your woman but not fall in love, because the woman don't want you to fall in love with her. When you fall in love with the woman, she loses that respect for you. Trust me. You have to give her space, man. But at the same time, don't give her no liberty. If that makes sense. Right? That's the perfect balance. And whenever you hear these queens in the Bible, they all go off, man. Right? Yes, the men go off, but that when you see what these women have to do, look at Jezebel, which I just read. Look at Queen, the only Israelite queen. Look at what she did. I think her name was Anatola. Yeah, Athaliah. Right? Athaliah, queen, that is the only woman in the Hebrew Bible reported as queen, as having reigned as a monarch within Israel, Judah. She is the daughter of either Omri, right? And she murdered a lot of men so she can stay in power, right? The Judah's son, brief rule, she kills the remaining members of the dynasty and reigns for 6 years, right? Another black. So this is your black woman we're reading about. When she's overthrown, she is viewed negatively in the scripture, which describes her action as wicked, and her ability to harness power is mentioned. So you see that? And here's more. You have King Ahab, which goes into Jezebel, right? Athaliah, right, married Jehoram, right? You can go into the history right here. After Jehoram's death, their son Ahaziah reigned for 1 year at his mother, and his mother was his counselor in doing wickedly, right? After Ahaziah is killed in a dynastic struggle, Athaliah sets out to kill the rest of the royal dynasty and seizes the throne of Judah in Jerusalem. She manages to remain sole monarch for 6 years, right? So you can go into that history. So that's how women are perceived, because we know nothing is more wicked than a woman, right? Nothing, no wickedness is that like a woman's wickedness, okay? Let's see what pops up. Ecclesiasticus 25:19. Let's see what it says. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. What's the portion of a sinner? Death. Okay? That's a wicked woman. A woman who's not wicked does the opposite, right? Which is Proverbs 30. Proverbs 31, right? That's what a righteous woman does, right? But in this society, you're not gonna have that. So when these guys talking about the only way this balance is when the woman is put back into being on the throne. A woman will never be on the throne of Israel. Okay, she's gonna be a princess. She will be taken care of. She will have everything that she needs in order for her to sustain herself. Okay, including her marrying to a man who's gonna be over her. Shalom.